Hey there, my fellow builders. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story, episode 41, Expanded Smithy. And now, to struggle back home. Oh, literally. I have a bear on my butt. Why did I say struggle back home? I mean, valiantly return home without incident. Without bear attacks, or drifters, or temporal storms. Completely unbothered by the fauna of the forest. Our meteoric iron-toting hero returns. Oh god, I hear another bear! It didn't work! Can't trick the game. Well, the good news is I'm heading into gravel fields. Should be a little easier to avoid them. Coming this way. It's a weird gravel field. You know, I am gonna spend a second to see if I can't, like, find random borax. So this is one of the ways to, like, as long as I'm not being chased, yeah. One of the ways to find borax is to, punch holes in lakes. No wood nearby. Because you can also swim vertically, which makes it really, really easy to... Ow! To frickin' hell. What hit me? It's got to be a drifter nearby because I hear the rift. Because it's really easy to just like punch a quick hole, do a node search, see if it comes up with borax, and then move on. Okay, I hear like a whole wolf pack trying to murder me. I'm gonna keep moving this way. Heading south first seemed to be a lot easier, avoiding like that terrible mountain full of chasms. Chasm Mountain. Sounds like a fun roller coaster, but it kind of sucks to have to deal with IRL. Oh, and this is one of the super dupe lakes that I had denoted earlier. Nothing like diving into a super deep lake with a full suit of bronze armor on, right? God, this thing's massive. Oh. There was quartz and zinc found nearby. That random. Let's prospect it. Let's density search it. This thing is huge. Decent zinc, poor iron. This actually wouldn't be a terrible place to try to find iron. Because, like, given a bright enough light source, you could just sort of spelunk for it and try to find it in the cave walls. I mean, I don't need more iron. I already have an established iron mine. But this, because it goes so far deep, and because drifters aren't aquatic, you could possibly find revealed iron. There's some quartz. You could find revealed iron without having to do much digging at all and have lower threat. It'd be better to do during the day, though, with sunlight. So, let's put that there as 1.7 zinc. and 0.4 Fe. That's actually pretty good iron. That's as good as iron as the reading we had for the iron shaft that we mined. To put that in perspective, the iron shaft that I mined, I didn't in any way close to tap. So there's, I'm sure, plenty of iron back there. But this was pretty fruitful because we're pretty close to home too, right? We're here and home is there, so yeah, it's not next door, but it's better than running all the way out to where we established the iron mine already. You're getting so confused in this terrain? I know. And the fact that it's like pitch black doesn't help any. It's 2 a.m. It's going to start to get bright. That'll help. Oh, another pit lake. I think all the lakes in this region are like giant pit lakes. Whoa! It's not falling there. That'd be a funny way to die. Yeah, they're all pit lakes. And I marked it down on the map already that these lakes are like massively deep. Oh, and I like randomly found myself into a cave. Does this cave go all the way through? Nope. Yeah, that's a big cave opening. In fact, I'm still in a cave complex. I left and I'm still in one. Damn it. Oops, all caves. I see trees. I must be out of the cave now, I hope. I say, uncertain about my existence. Let's mark that down. It's a neat feature. Mega cave. Am I still in a cave? I don't even know. Oh, and there's copper. Yeah, I'm still in a cave. There's copper in this cave, too. I'd be really interested to see what that looks like in the day when I can actually see beyond my lantern. Oh, Jesus. I continually almost plummet to my death. This mammoth cave is, like, interesting, but it is also horrible to traverse. Ah! Terrain traversal maximum. Engage! I was like poking around before, trying to find like, oh, there's more copper. Trying to find like a clearer path back home. And then, raw, I was like, nope, 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 nope. My pants are the same color as that bear. Round and running. I think I hit another dead end. Okay. So, unless I want to go swimming, I really have to get through this mountain. This is like a mountain range that is not exactly passable. I do have a bit of speed advantage in the water over bears. So bears are tormenting me, jumping in deep water. Not shallow water, but deep water is like a viable option. Because they're not going to be able to swim after me as fast. Alright, nerd pole, engage. And I think we're out of the worst of it. Are you? No, you're not yummy. Well, oh god, and then we're into the crags. Yeah, this is like a whole different terrible terrain. My seed wants me to break my ankles so badly. I'm surrounded by, like, pitfall traps. Sad tuba noise pitfall traps. Everywhere. Alright, so you guys, I left that up for like 20 minutes. Okay. So the next project, once I get this meteoric iron going, is to work on mechanical power. Woo, woo. Oh man, while I was drinking. Don't drink and run. I was playing one-handed too. I like had to throw it in reverse. I mean, it was probably a survivable drop, but it would have been not fun to get out of there. I sure picked a good time to, you know, throw back some coffee, right? Well, we're in my home plains. I think you can probably see why I settled in these, like, very gentle plains. They're so much easier to traverse, to see threats from afar. Technically, it would be one of the better biomes, or one of the better terrain features to find, Terra Preta, the really nice soil, because, you know, you can see the layers pretty easily. But I haven't spotted any yet. Compost is almost done too. I've been putting my medium fertility soil in the clay box. It's close enough. Suppose I could just call it soils. Okay. 12 meteoric iron pieces going in. We'll get that up in whenever it's ready. So I mentioned the different options for mechanical power, and I should explain that now that I'm not being pursued by bears and all sorts of terrible things. So we're going to go with something visually appealing, as that was voted on. What do I usually... Oh, prospect pick. So option number 1 is to put a wind turbine or windmill directly over the smithy. So where should the windmill go? Directly over the smithy. The other option that I thought about was to, instead of having a windmill look like a windmill, to have the windmill appear like a lighthouse of sorts. So I could put a windmill as a, like, cobblestone lighthouse. You know, on one of these little islands in the lake, where eventually we have lanterns up in it to make it look like a lighthouse that just happens to have windmill blades. So that could be another option. And what I would do is I would have the axle come down off of it, and then the axle subterraneously go to the forge. So that would cost a bit more wood to make the axles, but not unaffordably. Because most of it would just be wooden axles, which is a log plus fat. So whatever I end up doing here, I'm going to probably need to do a lot of hunting for animal fats, especially for fattened animals, in order to be able to afford the axles. The TLDR of the full cost for the windmill is we're going to want these sails. So this is what the sails look like. And one set of sails is not really enough for a strong windmill sail. Each additional sails makes the windmill blades longer and longer and longer, up to, I think, a max length of 5, which produces a lot more power than stubby little sails. So it's a lot of linen that goes into a large windmill. So you have sails, and then these sails are going to connect to rotors. So let me find rotor. So this is a windmill rotor, and this is wood plus a lump of fat, resin, chisel, hammer. So each windmill will have a rotor, and then the rotor connects to axles. And those axles then connect to a large wooden gear. And it's going to be one of these situations where it's a lot easier to show you than to explain, but a large wooden gear and also angled gears. So here's what angle gears are, to be able to convert the power and move it around. So all these require like resins and fats, and I don't have a lot of fat or resin, so we're probably going to have to be hunting for that. The reason I mention this is the further away the windmill is, the more expensive it will be for axles, which means the more hunting I'm going to have to do for animal fats, increasing the cost. Speaking of which, all this flax is ready to go. So I'll type up those options in just a second. I just want to get this flax going. What I might end up doing is digging up these medium fertility tiles and replacing it, so that I plant flax where the flax was, and I don't use up the fertility of the soil. Yeah, because these turnips aren't ready back here. Those turnips are going to be ready soon enough that I'm not going to dig it up. We'll just plant some non-flax in. So that was K. Let's plant some spelt. Or, no, let's plant onions and turnips. I think I need more veggies planted than grain. But that was a lot of flax fibers. Which gives me more linen. And then the flax grain is, see how it gives me 30 satiety? The flax grain is 30 satiety versus the rye and the spelt, which is 60. So it's half as good for me to eat as the other grains, meaning it's like better for animal fodder. It's often used as animal fodder than anything else. So I do have enough to make the first set of sails already. And I have enough flax twine to make a 6th sheet if I want. I'm probably not going to do that just in case I want the bow. Oh, and this is 0.1 day away from being done. So those are the two options that I came over. Directly over the smithy, or as a lighthouse near the base. So where do you want it to go? Seems like a large dedicated flax farm is a good idea. Yeah, and definitely in like multiplayer, it's also one of those things that like everyone just builds a ton of. Because flax is also used to repair clothing. So like my current clothing is in absolutely atrocious condition. All of it is completely ruined, meaning that once winter comes, my clothing will not insulate me really at all from the cold. So armor is damaged by getting attacked. Clothing is just damaged over time. So clothing requires like constant upkeep, in other words. Oh, these carrots are done. Okay. So I can't plant flax there, unfortunately. Unless I dig it up. I'm trying to avoid digging stuff up. Seems like directly over the smithy is going to be the popular choice. Now, the other thing that you can do... Hang on one second. The other thing you could do is to put your health hammer, instead of having like a long axle system, to put your health hammer like way up in the sky. It's certainly not convenient. I'm not planning on that, but like it's hypothetically, if you wanted max wind power without like a huge investment in long axles, you could do it that way. And have like a weird sky base. Or at least your smithy way up in the sky. Because it's way cheaper to just build ladders up into the sky and have your, you know, than it is to have an axle come down. Because ladders are almost free compared to the cost of an axle. So directly over the smithy. Got it. That is what we'll do. So directly over this center block of the smithy. And I think what I'm going to do is... let me type up the priority. Start work on a windmill. I'm going to move where the center anvil is to give me more space. I want a more spacious smithy than what I had already laid out here, so that I can put a windmill-operated quern here without much fussing. I don't have as many path blocks as I need, though. So I'll say maybe 5 further out than what I had previously set up. Oh, I missed. Give you an idea of the dimensions. And I'm finally having it not look suspended in the sky, but instead supported by pillars. Because coring for all of that iron gave me more than enough material to afford some more building materials. So something like that. So to show you what I have planned is the back half of the section, this section, will be for the health hammer. And then I'm going to have the gear, a large gear that drives the 3 health hammers here, connected to another large gear which will drive a pulverizer and a quarn set up like there and there. So that off of one windmill, I can have health hammer, triple health hammers, and a quarn, and a pulverizer. So that's at least the plan. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, I spaced it out right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these. And then maybe once I've got an abundance of lead, I can have like leaded windows on this thing to make it look really pop. So right here is the center point, which means putting an anvil there instead of a path block. But because of the half block up, I'm going to make a small improvement to the way I had been doing things, where I'll put a half slab around so I can use the anvil manually a little bit more easily. And I'll center the pillar directly underneath the anvil, as if it needs weight support. We're pretending here. Everything can float in the game. Game don't care. Is there a way to make slabs out of the... probably have to make them from scratch. Oh, that's not helpful. Clay and then 3. Okay. One of the other advantages of these half slabs is monsters cannot spawn on them. So if you want a base that is not well illuminated but is drifter spawner proof, you can do these half slabs, if I could place them right, to be able to block drifter spawns. Personally, I just like illumination. It's easier. But now, the anvil's more at, like, eye height, so it's easier for me to physically use. Also looks cool, having it elevated like that. Alright. So now I just need a bunch of path blocks. And then to start to work on the vertical structure. Might not have enough paths, but I could always fill them in later. So here is where the gear will go. A large gear, excuse me, a large gear in order to drive the health hammers. So we're going to need to make gear sections, and then 4 gear sections will make the large wooden gear, which we'll be putting here. Is that enough elevation? I'm feeling like I might actually want to make the entire roof 1 unit taller. Yeah, I'm just going to do that now. Once you have like all of the axles and gears and all that jazz built into your base, it starts to feel like what feels massive and open now will feel somewhat cramped and claustrophobic as I add pulverizer, quarn, multiple health hammers, and everything else required for a late gear, smithy. And this smithy doesn't even have the space for steel making. That's going to be somewhere totally separate from all of this because of how huge a steelmaking cementation furnace is. So I'd rather err on the side of having everything feel spacious than the inverse. And I'll go scoop all the cobblestone I haven't picked up in a minute. Yeah, this is going to be the right height, I think. Because once I start really adding the infrastructure, changing the height at that point, it's going to be too late. It would make significant changes early on. Significant changes later on becomes really expensive. Alright, the meteoric iron is still smelting, if you were wondering. Still haven't decided what to make out of those, but I'm guessing probably a Flax, like a sword. I might not even put it to pull, because that's a sword and a pick, perhaps, if we really want fast mining speed. If I lose a little cobblestone, it's not a big deal. It's pretty inexpensive to make. All right. Back on task. So if we want the gear, we'll have to make large gear sections. So let's, we do have the resin for that. We'll need 8 resin total and then 48 sticks. I don't believe I have the sticks. Yeah, I have the resin, but not the sticks. Yeah, just shy of the sticks. Do a little stick hunting. Oh, I didn't realize I had the hammer mold on me. Someday, I will go to the effort of making shears. Or spend a little bit of time in the big woods. Actually, you know what? We're gonna need wood for all of this anyway. I might as well just cut down a few trees. I'll get sticks in the process. Not many, but some. And we'll have wood for the rest of the the gears. And while we're around all these pine trees, quickly check to see if the pine trees have resin on it, because if it is a resin-yielding pine tree, we'll leave it be and harvest the resin instead. Resin respawns after an in-game week. Oh, and leather. I think my leather's done. Or at least the first batch. Wow, there's chickens here. They're going to be easy to domesticate right next to the base. Or catch? I don't know. Domesticate might be the wrong term. Alright, quickly heading back to the base just because I forgot about the leather working. Moving the scraped hides into the weak tannin. Yeah, all right, there we go. Everything is being processed now at some point. Missed one of the windows in the forge? Okay. Oh yeah, I see. Probably the best way to get like mass sticks, because I'm gonna need a lot of sticks. If you take a look at like axles, well, not so much axles. The other gear pieces and sails and all that, it's all sticks. So I'm gonna head up north. I don't like the biome up here, but it is laden with sticks. And that way we won't have to make too much of an effort to cut down every tree, because that gets annoying. Into the Wolfland. Oh! Didn't make that jump. It is September 3rd in-game. Soon, I'm not going to have a lot of fresh fruit to pick from bushes. As eager as I am to get mechanical power going, mechanical power... Why did I call this? There's no sticks up here. Mechanical power is not necessarily a... seasonal thing, you know. I could do it in any season. Getting the jam making with all the honey that I have would have been a wise thing. All this way to pick up a few sticks. It's not even efficient. I never did forge those shears, no. Shears, so the way they work is shears is just a really fast way to clip trees. Because in trees, you'll have branchy leaves, which yield sticks. So shears only really helps you if you live in a forest and you can just like shear trees real quick. So even getting shears where I live isn't really going to help me with sticks unless I run out to like a forest. Because if I do the shearing around home, what I'm going to be left with is just a bunch of weird bald trees around my house. And like eventually that stuff will regrow, but you know, it will look strange. It's not too much effort to just forage up some sticks when I'm out. It's why when I'm running around, you'll see me like grab sticks over even like copper bits. Because I can always like mine into the ground for high yield copper bits, but I can't like mine into a tree for a lot of sticks. Which would make sense. It's probably the most requested feature of the game where you could use like a saw blade or an axe to chop up like firewood or wood or something into sticks to be able to mass produce sticks. Because at present, there isn't like, short of picking them up from forests or shearing trees, there's not a good way to get a lot of sticks all at once, especially if you're doing a lot of like pit kilning, which requires a lot of sticks, or what I'm doing myself, which is to make mechanical power. But it's also one of those things like once you have a windmill, you build just a few windmills ever, so then your need for sticks falls off once you're done with that. Unlike linen, where you need linen continually to maintain your clothing, sticks is you'll reach a point where your need to run pit kilns and to build windmills isn't pressing all the time. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story, which originally streamed live on Twitch December 14th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind for this series I've asked for no spoilers or backseating. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com also has a link to that, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Seraphs,